environment that is conducive to growth. And I save this all to last because I think that's one of the great contributing things that Beachbody does for you. I think one of the great things that this organization does for you is it gives you a growth environment. It puts you in an environment that is conducive to grow and develop yourself. I mean, you're very fortunate because when I was your age, I wasn't in a growth environment that was conducive. In fact, I was in an organization that wasn't any good. Their idea of progress was moving backwards slowly. I was in trouble. And so as a 26-year-old kid, I wrote down what I'm going to give to you as I wrap this up today. I wrote down because I needed to put myself in a growth environment, and I wasn't in one. And so I began to ask myself, what does it look like to have a growth environment that is conducive to help me to develop myself? And here's what I wrote. My growth environment is a place, number one, where others are ahead of me. In other words, somebody's faster, somebody's smarter, somebody's more successful, somebody's more experienced. Other people are ahead of me. I want to be in a growth environment where I'm not number one. In fact, let me just say this to you. When you're at the head of the class, you're in the wrong class. You need to go get it in another class where you're not the head of the class, where somebody is smarter, where somebody is better, where somebody is quicker, where somebody does have more knowledge, where somebody has had more success. You always got to be around people that'll stretch you and challenge you and bring the best out of you. A growth environment, number two, is a place where I'm continually challenged. In other words, where I wake up every day and I have to climb a mountain. I'm not coasting. I'm not just riding the wave. If I make it today, it's because I got to climb a mountain. I got to do something big. A growth environment, number three, is a place where the focus is forward. It points to tomorrow as a better day than today. A growth environment, number four, is a place where the atmosphere is affirming, where people around me, they encourage me. Encouragement is so huge for your own development and growth. And that's one of the great things about Beachbody. It's an encouraging environment. My father's amazing. He's still alive. He's 92. Phenomenal. Great health. Still works. It's amazing. In fact, it's so fun. He's in the senior citizens complex. He lives in the village. He can care for himself, and so he became kind of like the pastor of this village. So he had a Sunday morning service and he filled it up. And so he went to another Sunday morning service and he filled it up. So he went to an afternoon service and he filled it up. So we're having lunch the other day and he looked at me and he said, "Son," he said, "we're just growing so fast." He's 92. Get the picture. He said, "I'm looking into satellite right now. I'm thinking about satellite." He's 92. He's 92. He's a major encourager. Just encourages everybody. When I was talking, I said, "Dad," I said, how do you know a person needs encouragement?" He said, "If they're breathing." If they're breathing, they need encouragement. A growth environment is a place, number five, where you're out of your comfort zone. Not out of your gift zone. Never leave your gift zone. Folks, listen to me. Once you find your gift, never leave it. Never leave it. So you never leave your gift zone, but you want to be out of your comfort zone. You want to be over your head. And when you're over your head, it doesn't matter how deep the water is. You're over your head. You want to be out of your comfort zone. Number six, a growth environment is a place where you wake up excited. You love what you do. Nobody has to pump you up. Nobody has to get you up. Nobody has to motivate you to get up. You love it. Number seven, a growth environment is a place where failure is not your enemy. You can fail and be encouraged because you realize you're probably one step closer. I wrote a book several years ago called Failing Forward. Life-changing. Another book comes out in October, my next book, which is like Failing Forward. It's called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. It's a good title, isn't it? Doggone. After 72, you just get good. It's the law of consistency. A growth environment is number eight, where others are growing. In other words, you're not the only one growing, so you're not like sticking out like, "Oh man, you're growing." The rest of us, we haven't grown for a long time. Number 9, a growth environment is a place where people desire change. They want to change because they understand they can't grow without changing. Number 10, a growth environment is a place where growth is modeled for you. You get to see it with your own eyes. And you get to experience it, and it's expected of you. That's what a growth environment is. My time is up. I'm going to close my legal pad. And I'm going to say you were a pure delight. You were